The electrical behavior of a transistor can be studied by studying the interrelationship between various currents and voltages. The currents, base current, emitter current, collector current, the bias, the voltages applied between the different terminals. This can be studied and graphs can be drawn, and these graphs are known as the characteristics of a transistor. So characteristics of a transistor give us the relationships between different voltages and currents when a transistor is used in a circuit. Here we are considering common base connection. So here we have a transistor which is connected in common base mode, and we can see the base terminal. This terminal, this is common to both input and output circuit. So this is the input circuit and this is the output circuit, and we see the base, this is common to both input and output. So to study the relationship between the current and voltage in the input circuit, here we see we can vary this voltage. This is VEB here. VEB is the voltage between emitter and base, okay, or VBE, the VEB, or VBE, that is the voltage between emitter and base, and IE is the current in the input circuit, and VCB, that is the voltage between the collector and base, and IC is the collector current. Okay. So how do we draw the input characteristics? Input characteristics, that is the voltage, the relation between VEB, the emitter base voltage, and emitter current. At VCB constant, the collector base voltage has to be kept constant. Okay. So this is how we draw the input characteristics, VEB versus IE. When VCB, the output, the voltage in the output circuit is constant. And it is the curve between the emitter current IE and the emitter base voltage VEB at constant collector base voltage VCB. So we can see the graphs. See here we have taken VEB on the x-axis, the voltage in the input circuit, and IE, the current in the input circuit, is taken along the y-axis. And we draw the curves at the VCB 0 volt, the output voltage 0 volt, then output voltage 1 volt, then the output voltage VCB 2 volt. For these three voltages, we draw the relation between VEB and IE. Okay. And we see what we observe is IE rapidly increases. Okay. It rapidly increases with a small increase in VEB. So for a small change in VEB, the change in IE is large. So there is a large or sharp increase in the or rapid increase in the emitter current for a small change in the emitter base voltage VEB. Okay. The other thing that we notice, the emitter current is this current, emitter current, that is almost independent of the collector base voltage. Okay, it's almost independent because these graphs are very close together. So there isn't much change in the emitter current with the change in the VCB, the output voltage. VCB 0 volt this, VCB 1 volt, VCB 2 volt. Okay, so this is the other thing that we note. So these are the input characteristics of transistor connected in common base mode. Then the input resistance. Input resistance that is Ri, that is delta VBE by delta IE. Delta VBE is the small change in the emitter VBE or VEB. Okay, that is the small change in the input voltage and the corresponding small change in the input current at a constant VCB. So this is the input resistance. And we know for a small change in VBE there is large change in the emitter current. So that means Ri is small. Okay, input resistance is quite small. So this Ri is quite small, as we saw in the input characteristics. For a small change in the VB, there is a large change in IE. So the denominator is very large. So Ri, the input resistance, is quite small. Okay, so that is about the input characteristics. Now when it comes to output characteristics in common base mode, we draw the graph between the output, the voltage is VCB. Okay, so here we are taking VCB, and here it is IC, the collector current is IC. So this is the graph that we get when we draw the relationship between the collector current, the output collector current, and collector base voltage at constant emitter current. Okay, so the emitter current is the input current. Emitter current is the input current in the common base connection. So we keep it constant and we vary VCB, output voltage, and output, and the corresponding output current is noted, and we draw the graph. So these are the graphs that we get for IE 0 milliampere, 1 milliampere, 3 milliampere, and 4 milliampere. Okay. So what we note from the characteristics is the collector current IC varies with VCB only at very low voltages. Okay, the collector current IC varies with VCB only at very low voltages. That variation that we can see here, and above 1 volt, when VCB is greater than 1 volt, the collector current becomes a constant. Okay, the collector current becomes a constant. We can see the collector current is constant here above 1 volt. This is around 1 volt. This is 1 volt. Above 1 volt, above VCB 1 volt, the collector current is almost a constant. Okay, the collector current becomes constant as indicated by the straight line curve. So what we see is IC is independent of VCB above 1 volt, and it depends only on IE. It varies with IE. Okay, so for IE equal to 0, we get one curve. IE equal to 1 milliampere, we are getting this 3 milliampere. Okay, the transistor is always operated in this region. Okay, in the region where the IC is independent of VCB and depends only on IE. That means the straight line, this part of the curve that we are operating the transistor. And the transistor is called a current operating device. This is because the input current IE controls the output current IC. So depending upon the IE, we have the different IC values, the constant IC values. So the transistor is called a current operating device when transistor is operating in this region. Okay. Now what about the output resistance? Okay, the output resistance of the transistor. Once again, we can see the change in IE with the VCB when the transistor is in this region. This is quite small. Okay, even for a very large change in VCB, the change in IE is very small. So we say the output resistance, which is defined as delta VCB by delta IC at constant IE. Okay, delta VCB by delta IC. This is very high. Okay, the output resistance is very high, and it is of the order of several tens of kilo ohms. Okay, so output resistance is very high because the change in the emitter current with the collector base voltage is very small. It's almost IE is almost constant. So we say, sorry, the change in collector current, the output current is collector current. That is very, very small. So this is very small. So the output resistance, it's very large. Oh, it's of the order of several tens of kilo ohms. Okay. So that's about the common base connection. Now we move on to common emitter connection. Here we can see the emitter is common to both input and output circuit. This is the input circuit, okay, and this is the output circuit. The emitter is common to both. Okay. Then this is in the common N for NPN transistor, and this is for PNP transistor. As we said earlier, we can see the input is forward biased, output is reverse biased. Okay, when we look at the polarities of the batteries, we can see like that. Input is forward biased, output is reverse biased. Same is true for this PNP transistor as well. Okay. So here the emitter of the transistor is common to both input and output circuit. The current amplification factor, that is the ratio of change in collector current to the change in base current, that is delta IC by delta IB. Okay, here what we have is the current amplification factor beta. The output current is IC, input current is IB, so delta IC by delta IB, that is the current amplification here, which is denoted by beta, and its value ranges from 20 to 500 because we know IB, what we have in the denominator is IB, the base current, that is much smaller than the collector current. Okay, so beta value ranges from 20 to 500, but in the case of common base connection, their current amplification varies from 0 to 1. Okay, the maximum value is 1. So we have to know the range in which this alpha and beta are varying. Here the beta can vary from 20 to 500. And let's look at a relation between beta and alpha. How beta and alpha are related. We know beta is delta IC by delta IB, alpha is delta IC by delta IE. Okay, so here delta IE is IB plus IC. So we can write delta E as equal to delta IB plus delta IC. So from this we can get delta IB as delta IE minus delta IC. Okay, so this is delta IB, and we substitute for delta IB. We substitute, which is this delta IC by delta E minus delta IC, and we divide both numerator and denominator by delta E. Okay, both numerator and the denominator is divided by delta E. So here we have delta EC by delta E, here delta E by E, delta EC by delta E. Delta EC by delta E is alpha, so we have alpha by 1 minus alpha. So this is the relation connecting alpha and beta. Beta is now alpha by 1 minus alpha. And we can see as alpha approaches unity, the maximum value of alpha is 1, beta approaches infinity. So from this relation itself, we can see the current gain in common emitter connection is very high. Okay, the current gain in common emitter connection is very high. Then we can also have this relation beta minus alpha beta, that is alpha. So if we cross multiply this like this, so beta into 1 minus alpha, that is alpha. So beta minus alpha beta is alpha, and then we make rearrangements like this. So alpha we finally get as beta by 1 plus beta. Okay, alpha is known. So once beta is known, you can find alpha. Okay, alpha is known, you can find beta. Now the expression for the collector current. In common emitter circuit, IB is the input current and IC is the output current. We have this relation IE equal to IB plus IC. And from the common base connection, there we had this relation IC is equal to alpha E plus ICBO. Okay, collector base current when emitter is open, that is this ICBO. Okay, that we substitute here. So IC is equal to alpha IB plus IC. Okay, IC. Here for IE, I am giving this IB plus IC. Okay, so we have this, so IC into 1 minus alpha plus alpha IB plus ICBO. So IC is equal to alpha by 1 minus alpha IB plus 1 by 1 minus alpha ICBO. And this is written as ICEO. So 1 by 1 minus alpha ICBO, that is ICEO, where ICEO, that is a small collector current when base is open. We know what is ICBO. Okay, collector to base current when emitter is open. Same way we have this ICEO, collector, the small collector current, collector to emitter current when the base is open. Okay, even when the base is open, a small current will be flowing, and that is this ICEO. So we are representing this 1 by 1 minus alpha ICBO as ICEO. Okay, because when we put IB 0, if this is equal to 0, we have a collector current IC, which is ICBO by 1 minus alpha. That is taken as ICEO. Okay, this ICEO, this is much more larger than ICBO. This is much larger than ICBO because the value of alpha is less than 1. So naturally this will be much greater than 1. So ICEO is much larger than ICBO. Okay, so this is the relationship of collector current in the common emitter connection. Okay. Now we do certain problems to find the relation between beta and alpha. See, we have suppose we want to find the value of beta. So if alpha is 0.9 and if alpha is 0.99, we just substitute in this expression. We put alpha equal to 0.9 and we get beta, and here we put alpha equal to 0.99 and we get beta as 99. Okay. Now another one, calculate IE in a transistor circuit for which beta is 50 and IB is 20 microampere. Beta is 50 and IB is and we put IC is beta IB. So 50 into 20, the IB is 20 microampere and we get IC. Okay, IE is IC plus IB. So we substitute here and we have this IE here. For a transistor, beta is 49 and IE is given, IB is also given. We have to find IC. Okay, so IC can be found out using this. We can find IC using this relation beta IB. Beta is given to us. Okay, IB is given to us. So we can find IC. Similarly, IC is alpha E. Alpha is not given to us, but alpha we can find using this relation. Beta is given, so this by this and this is alpha. So IC is alpha IE, so that we substitute and we get exactly the same result. So IC can be found out using this relation or this relation. We get the same result. Okay.